In the early 70s, Coach was a guy who was ahead of his time. The Raiders were one of the first teams to have mini camps, one of the first to film practice, because he wanted to practice coaching as much as he could. And his teams, they were successful right from the start of his head coaching tenure.
So as we mentioned at the top, let's take you through the life of John Madden. And you know, it's very fitting that we're here back in the Bay Area, not just because John's so associated with Raider football, but also because this was where he spent his formative years.
Yeah, he grew up over Daly City with his buddy John Robinson, who would also become an NFL head coach. He played his high school ball at Jefferson High, eventually wound up playing tackle at the University of Oregon and later Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Played well enough that in 1958, he was a 21st round draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right, the draft of 30 rounds then.
On first down, far, and that'll be incomplete. But Charles, you mentioned Coach was a 21st round draft pick back in 1958. Was the Philadelphia Eagles who selected him. But unfortunately for John, knee problems, they just continued to dog him. He was hurt in his first training camp, actually never saw the field as a player in the NFL. But it was still during his time with the Eagles, you and I were talking about this before going on air, that you could start to see the light bulb going on for what his career path might entail.
And it went on in a big way, didn't it? Because while he was rehabbing his knee, he started to spend a lot of time breaking down film with the Eagles. With quarterback Norm Van Blyck.
Touchdown! George Kittle, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the NFC has taken the early lead. Morton Anderson now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the NFC goes up 7-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away. Here comes Hall. He's going to bring it out. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. So, Charles, as mentioned, we've got another Coach Madden over here on the AFC sideline. Of course, his Raiders, members of the AFC West. So this is a conference he battled in for his entire career. And you think about the landscape of the NFL as he was getting into the back half of his tenure. It was a golden era for coaches. You had Don Shula, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, Bud Grant. But it was John Madden who had the best winning percentage of them all, CD. 759, the best ever.
Brandon, it's hard to believe he could be so successful in the conference with all those great teams. The Steelers won 4 Super Bowls. The Dolphins won 2 and were a mainstay in the playoffs. The Colts were tough. The Broncos came on late and went to a Super Bowl themselves. But against Hall of Fame coaches, John...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. The Hall of Famer Ronnie Lott picks it. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't.
And all the way in from a touchdown. An even 40 yards for the Hall of Famer Barry Sanders. And they're able to add on to their advantage. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away. And Hall not going to bring this one out. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
One quarter in the books at the Coliseum. The AFC with the football here to begin the second quarter. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Brady. He finds his man, complete. That's Gonzalez. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Brady. And he cannot get rid of it. The NFC getting in there for the sack. Lawrence Taylor from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll run with Allen. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
He'll get it inside the 20 and all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 39 yards there, a big one.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
1st and 10, it's Favre. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. They're going on 4th down. It's Favre. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. The NFC's decision to go for it does not pan out, and as a result, possession switches hands. The offense for the AFC set to go now. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. On the toss, here's Allen. And the running lane's non-existent in this 1st half as they'll stop him behind the line.
Well, Charles, you know, it was in the early 1960s that a young John Madden made the acquaintance of the owner of the Oakland Raiders, one Al Davis, of course, and the two, they really bonded, would become one of the best owner-coach duos in NFL history. And to take it a step further, Al Davis became someone who John referred to as his best friend.
Yeah, 1967, Brandon.
Allen hit. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the NFC. And a costly turnover there as the ball will be spotted 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Now the NFC going to call the first. Timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll wind up being a huge loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's...
Every time I put a punter at QB, that always happens. So it don't matter.
Now a give left side. It's Dickerson. Shoves him away. And then he goes with a juke. And he is out of bounds, but not before. Well, coming up in the second half, we'll run through John's post-coaching triumphs. But for now, we present a very special tribute to the man of the hour, narrated by Trey Mosley. Boy, Charles, yeah, that is really well done. Coach was something else, wasn't he?
I'm reminded what Al Davis said when he was inducting coach of the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Hall has it knocked loose, and it's scooped up by the NFC. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. So they take the deficit into the lockers. You know they had plans to receive the football. A nice drive, instead a fumble on the kickoff.
And that could be...
And he will carry this one in. Touchdown, NFC. Eric Dickerson. It's a 1-yard touchdown run as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score. Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles, if they're going to try to pull off an impression. And he loses the football a second time. And it's scooped up by the NFC. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust?
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. So now, Charles, to pick up the story we've been telling, John Madden at 42, he just completed a 10-year stint as the coach of the Raiders. He wants to step away a bit from the grind of coaching, but he doesn't want to step away from the game of football. So he ends up signing on with CBS in 1979.
Giga smack. Watch it.
He was pretty much an instant
Good?
success.
Oh, never mind.
He really connected with the people right from the start, and people may not remember. He wasn't even on the #1 team in the beginning. He worked his way up. But the same things that made him a great coach made him a great broadcaster. The ability to show the big picture, yet break it down into the details. That's what he did with his teams. That's what he did with the people. That way, he was simple to understand, yet insightful for viewers. And he did with that big personality that he had, one that connected with everyone.
Quite sure what just happened there, other than we do know that he spiked the football on 1st down. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Smith will take this one in. Touchdown, NFC. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far. And that's great complementary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The offense for the AFC set to go now. Throwing on first down is Brady. He finds his man, complete. That's Gonzalez. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Allen. And he powers his way up past the 30.
So for Coach Madden, Charles, by 1981, his broadcasting career is really taking off. He's elevated to the network's #1 booth that calls all the big matchups. And he gets the plum assignment of calling Super Bowl 16, 49ers and Bengals, and he's teamed up with Pat Summerall. And that pairing ultimately would go on to be one of the most influential in sports broadcasting history.
Influential not just in us listening to them. Remember, they went on and called 8 Super Bowls together. But how they put together kind of the template that all of us broadcasters follow now. Sitting down with the head coaches and the...
So he's 47. He's 55. He's 48. Okay, I looked at this earlier. Started laughing. But I know that the bottom of the board it says 0. I think they will do pretty good. Ooh. Yo, Lucifer free. I know y'all see this. The Lucifer. Oh my God. Don't keep doing this for me.
Yeah, Brandon, you're talking about things like the illustrator, which totally became identical. And now it's a staple for all analysts to have it. And then turducken on Thanksgiving.
This is what we did last Saturday. But we went to the board. In their school.
It's AFC football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what? Got him. Oh, got him. Oh, I see. How can you use a 10 yards? Oh, listen. I better get 10 yards, bro. Jump over him. I thought I jumped over him. He's for me. I got 15 out of 15. Well, I forgot they had Calvin Johnson. How you catch up on AR, how you did it. I haven't kept over to say Calvin Johnson not being around. Yellow. Yes, sir. Yeah. Tackle. Ha. Yes, sir. That's DK Big Cows. DK Big Cows. Oh no, John Madden. You gonna break your own disc.
As you know, this is a chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way,
how you catch up on that AR? How you need it?
Points before this game is over.
That's closet in your closet. How you do that? Hold on. There we go.
Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away.
Or you catch up on that AR. How you do it? How you catch up on it? How you do it? Yeah. I was messing with my mic.
The AFC offense set to take their next drive.
My shirt is so
It's been a
big.
struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to get points up, but really
Damn, where's he could have smacked? I went for the ball. This is my first time playing Madden, bro. I'm like 2 years in the Madden, bro. In this Madden, bro. I just
Games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests.
I first got on this side. That's bullshit. That's Reggie Brown on the screen. I said, it's Josh Allen. That's
Trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
So the AFC with the football.
That's my Reggie Allen.
They face a third down now as they try to find a late score.
Hand it off to him one more time. He's the I'll be scared. User.
Brady going to be intercepted a third time.
Yeah. The user. Yeah. It's trash behind it. Ain't no way. I'm doing a fallback. What was that noise? Debo, you can't. I gotta unplug my controller for that. For my controller, you get the one here instead. If I do that, have that dive, she gonna be the one being flopped. Oh, they had him do the flash. That phone is not running. What do I? I'm gonna show you. Yeah, don't mind telling he got wheels. I'm gonna run with it. Yeah. No, I couldn't just look at backwards and get off me. You trash it. Hey, break.
Call me when it's 11 on 11. And he got his wish.
Yeah, after that debut, Madden, the video game, continued to pick up steam through the 90s.
Montana? Oh yeah, go Montana. Yes sir, Montana first. Oh sir, he said Montana. Montana. Go Montana. Yes sir, Montana. That's you, Montana. Yeah, hi. Go Montana. Go Montana. Go Montana. Go Montana. Y'all can't catch Joe Montana, bro. Y'all is trash. Go Montana. Go Montana. Go. Yep, thank you. He's off to the races. Hey. Hey. Ooh. Ooh. Hey, Randy, bro, you got a couple of in here. No, bro. You got him on the street behind route. I'm throwing it to George Kittle. Skittles. Yeah. It's simple to do that move. Just gotta be in between triangle and square. Gotta press in the middle. And it's gonna make you press both of the buttons. Are you catch up on your car you did?
Performance we have seen, they have been unstoppable.
What was that?
The moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are. And let me tell you something. If you're old,
so it's a win here for the NFC. Just an incredible.
Yeah, boy. How'd you run?